Hello, welcome to this week's pre-show. Sorry, I don't know where I'm at. Um, how we all doing, guys? Are we having fun? I'll tell you right now, though, I had some of the most fun last night putting the show together. So, I hope you guys enjoy it later. And then, yeah, man, we're gonna see. Like today's a big day, so my note takers, write today down because today will be the first day of new potentials, I guess is a weird way to say it. All right. Just trying to get some things together real quick. All right. Like today almost like I should have and I didn't, but today almost deserves a couple of texts so people come and hang out at the end. I should have put it up front, but then the people that would have got here would have been disappointed. So, what else? What do you think? Mm. Dude, I am so tired. I got jacked up this week. All right. So, give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Stand by. All right, well, that worked again. So that's good. My computer has this problem every once in a while where it just like starts wigging out on me. Um, I think I fixed it. I know I just broke the camera for a second, so I'll fix that shortly. Oh, all right. Fixed. Oh, why does the camera look different this week? All right, we'll look at it in a minute. Anyway, 5 minutes. All right. I think I fixed it now. Well, let's see, because this thing's still wigging out on me, man. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Whimsy Live. I'm Whimsy Nooners. All right, everything looks to be working. I have in my pocket. I need to write down real quick. Episode about what should we call it? What am I looking for? About shoot. Hey, how you guys doing? All right, so ooh, it's gonna be a fun one today. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. I've been awake for like a what? Like I slept last night for a little bit, but man, crazy week. Had a blast doing some stuff last night. You'll see at the very end of the show. So just hang out, bear with me. I promise it's gonna be really cool. Um, Lord, and then episode about. Ooh, no. I guess it's not so much about. Okay, anyway. Um, I should do a show, but I guess I'll just do it for the panels that we're gonna do. Uh, Equipment that you don't want to buy the cheap on, right? So we very much use we're on a budget here, right? Nothing crazy, right? Um, I got a decent microphone, a decent camera, but I got all that for Black Friday. Before that, we were using uh, some $20 camera, but so you can still do it with the $20 camera. There's nothing wrong with that one. You can probably find any USB microphone. I don't use headphones, but one of the things I'm finding that you don't want to skip out on is the USB uh, extender, right? So most laptops will have like one, maybe two USB things in it. So that's my microphone, my camera, so then my mouse. So I don't have one for my mouse. If I wanted two cameras, I would need. So you buy the extender, so that way you can fit multiples in there. What I'm running into is it wasn't like the cheapest one I can find, but it is very fickle. It's a very fickle machine. Um, Twice during the pre-show, I had to reset it, like unplug it, plug it back in. Uh, so you can find one for like $4, but I think it's definitely one you should spend 20 on. I think I probably spent 12 on it. Um, Definitely check out reviews. I don't. Sometimes I get excited about buying something and I'll forget to check like the hard reviews on them, and I'll just check. So, uh, absolutely, USB, like, and it's the weirdest thing. It's like the smallest thing. It almost has it's wildly underappreciated because without it, this whole show goes to complete crap. And if it hiccups again, like we're gonna see, because then I got to use the mouse on the on the laptop. Um, I don't. Then we have to use the laptop camera. We don't need any of that. So um, that is that's my helpful hint for the day. Some things you can go a little budget on, but the reason why you go budget on some things is so you can go bigger on some of the other things. Um, but yeah, there's no good podcast hack. That's the name of the episode. That's okay. Um, it'll probably be like an ice episode. So write that down. Someone write that down. Uh, podcast hack. Cool. Done. Hey, Mom. All right. All right. Let's go. Oh, chill, man. Hey, Whimsy Nooners. Mondays at noon. Talked to a couple of people this week who were like flat out like this is the worst time slot to be in, um, and I know that. But no, I like it. It's fun, man. Uh, but hey, I'm gonna talk about what I've been doing this week. That I watched some TV, and then on the back end, hip ya to some stuff. Fall down a rabbit hole. What's in my pocket? Hi, Grandma. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting today. Hang out for the hour because it's super. I don't know. Like it's really not that big of a deal. But man, did I have so much fun when the thing came out. Uh, we'll get to there. So let's get the show started. How? Okay, real quick. Am I talking louder than normal? Like, is my volume too high? Uh, the weird thing is, three different people over the last like ish couple of weeks um, were like, your volume is so low. And I'm like, it shouldn't be because hold on, remember, like when I show you guys this stuff? Hold on. Display, right? So like when I'm talking, my like part of the idea is that my green stays in the green, and you don't want it to go into the red because then you start blowing out speakers and stuff. But like in theory, I upped it a little bit than normal, so I'm gonna hang out and yellow a little bit because sometimes I whisper. Uh, but let me know if this is much louder than normal, and we'll play with it for a second because I know you can still hear it. We're then checking to see if it's a like a computer type issue because the three of them listen to it on a computer versus their phones. So I don't know, but we're gonna figure this thing out. So I do like it when you guys see this screen every once in a while. You can see all the bells and whistles and all the cool like you're like, oh man, it looks complicated. It's not. It looks complicated, but all right. Let's find out what I've been doing this week. This needs to come down. Getting to know me. This segment, I talk about myself. What have I been doing the week? I work two jobs. I podcast like I should track how many hours I actually spend doing this podcast thing because there's a legit chance that I do this almost full time. Um, between the recording and then the setting up, like definitely a part time job. So with all of that, like what has been up to? Like what does he do with the rest of his days? Well, let's just find out. One of the things I do is right now was this week was podcast related. This computer here, okay, try to keep nice and pristine because this is the live stream uh, computer. So this is the one I spent the most money on, but still on a budget. Um, lets me live stream. Okay, this computer. Oh man, are you kidding me? Oh my god, hold on. Like it would. It would be like, oh, Ben's all excited about his little project that he did last night, and like, then they're just gonna like in my eye right now with this whole thing. Um, like it can't be because of that, right? Hold on, let's fix this. We're gonna fix the camera. Oh, like it's like hard broken right now. Oh, how exciting are you? All right, we're gonna just hang out for a second, let some things catch up. Jeez, Ben, what you should have done is you should have like, let's see. Okay, well that's back. Camera guy, where you at? Like, why is it just like straight not wanting to read the camera? I will lose my mind right now. Can you at least get this camera back? Complete garbage. Hey, can you imagine if I did a show like this the whole day? We're just gonna blow through some shit today, man. Oh, I've not had a problem with this computer uh, in days, in weeks. Ugh. Anyway, okay. Work computer, the one that I'm toting is like, oh, that's the one I need for live streaming. It's fucking up, whatever. Okay, this guy, this is the one I use to record the stream, the Zoom through StreamYard. Um, and then I got the other one, the Apple. That's God, it's so old, and it sucks because you can't buy a new one because they're like legit expensive. So like, I have the cloud on Apple, and I save most of everything on the Apple cloud. So I have to take the recordings from the Chromebook with all the recordings, save them somewhere so I can access them on that computer and save it to the cloud. So like I have to move stuff from these two computers to one cloud and then move these to this cloud. Like it is like the weirdest thing I've ever like it's if Kelly, if you're watching, she's already shaking her head. Uh, if Esther's watching, her eyes twitching. If anybody's ever worked with me, are just like, yeah, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like anybody who's been in my house recently, uh, I don't organize for anything. So I spent some time this week organizing everything, and that's when I found out that like I may or may not have lost an ice episode, which was the in case of emergency break glass. Um, but it was fun. I would be able to go back and look at some of the old projects, all the old recordings. I don't label anything. Um, Whenever I die, and whoever gets access to my cloud, I had it over here, right? My cloud, right? Whoever has access to my cloud and or my hard drives, they're gonna be like, oh man, let's see what this guy's been up to. And you're gonna open it up and you're gonna be like, fuck it, let's just delete it. Like hours of, of recordings all over the place. And the idea that somebody somewhere will have to like, dude, you know what it reminds me of? Okay, here's some deep cuts. Um, my my cloud, my cloud organization, right? In my hard drives are a little bit different because they're semi labeled. But all of the podcast or like videos and pictures and everything whimsy is collected in a way that John Doe from 7 organized things. Like, remember, okay, let's think back to 7, right? The police get to John Doe's house, and then what do they see? Hundreds of notebooks with just weird shit just documented, but no dates and no organization system of any kind. Like, I might be a serial killer. Like, that's what it's coming to look like. Is like I am keeping so much stuff with no labels. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. Years from now, whenever I die, and that this thing turns into like uh, thousands of hours of original content, like because I have like the original recordings, and then I have like the semi-edited ones, and then the video ones. So like for whatever reason we ever needed to go back, like if at one point we wanted to, okay, so in the first like 10 episodes, I had to like hard cut like 3 things. But if for whatever reason, they're like, well, let's go back and find those hard cuts. Uh, they're here. You just can't find them. You have to go through. It's so funny thinking about it. It's so. I really wish I had someone to organize all this stuff for me, man. But so yeah, I organize both of these two computers no longer have um, original only copies of Whimsy stuff. They've all been moved over to a different cloud um, in the archive hard drives. Oh man, that's so funny. I absolutely love it, dude. Oh. All right, what else we worked on? Okay, so okay, so going back to like why it's so hard to organize everything, I get the web comic, right? So Kit, Sarah would give me the one file of the comic, but then I have to, for Kit, for example, it's a 4 panel, and then I have to edit it into 4 small 1 panels, right? So now I have the original, then I'll have 4 1 panel, and then I have to take those and put them into a reel for the social media. So technically, for every comic, there's now 3 versions of it. And it's like, well, why do you have to save them all? Uh, I probably don't. Okay, that's step one. Plus, I hoard, so that's step two. And then I work on it some at work, some here, and some on this computer. So now I have like fucking comics everywhere. like, like, like I'm a scrapbooker, right? Like, and I got glitter and fucking paper and scissors everywhere. And then like I just, somewhere, some like I should do like an extra Patreon tier or some kind of just like help support. Ben's gonna hire a digital cleanup lady, right? Because you leave, I'm just leaving shit all over the place, man. It is amazing. It's so funny. Okay, so what we did. Okay, so Whimsy has commissioned 3 pieces of comic art over the almost over the 2 years, a year and a half. Right. So we know Sarah's little whims. Like those were fantastic. Those are uh, the parquet laugh, um, the retelling of a Barley story, a foul situation with my sister and I trying to get rid of a bird, and then we have in the middle here Whimsy Doodles. Those are the new ones that I've been showing you guys the last couple of weeks. Um, by Kit, and then Liam, episode 43, told the story of the back rooms. And I was like, I wanted to do a longer story. Yellowstone was right there, but Liam was like, it was one of my favorite episodes, 43. So I was like, let me take a look and see what if I can make this a web comic. So what we ended up doing is I put them all on Webtoons. Okay, Webtoons, I'll show you at the end later, um, is a website that hosts, it has to be millions of different comic strips, web comics. Now I keep saying web comic versus comic strip. Why? Because there is actually a little bit of a difference in the layout. Um, I could even if you can even go as far as saying like manga, right, which is the Japanese comics, but they're not comics because they read backwards. So uh, there is a very small distinction between the different types of comic. So I did that. I took all of Sarah's old ones and I put them online for her. So you could have found them on our website, which is fine. But the the traffic on Webtoons is a bajillion times better than my website. So if anybody wanted to stumble upon any one of these three titles, a bajillion times better on Webtoons, right? So I also keep them on the website because like we got to represent what we got. But for because right now all these comics have just been for me and you guys, and it's like they're too good not to be exposed to like the entire world. So hopefully, people start noticing one that Whimsy is doing all kinds of cool cartoon stuff. Uh, like if somebody had a, if JJ drew, if any of the twins, if any of them drew, and were like, hey, I like to draw and I would like to do a weekly 100%, throw them on here somewhere and kind of help. But we're online, like we're full hardcore online now. So I got Sarah's. We got the first couple of pages of the back rooms. I'll show you those today. And then the little whims. So I'm organizing everything and then I'm putting some more stuff online so that way I can get them off my computers. Um, that might be all I did. I don't think there's a second. I don't think there's a third screen. I worked like normal. Holy crap. Saturdays are going to absolutely destroy me. I'm going to let it go for another week, but I need to get my head in the, I got to get my head in the game. Uh, Saturdays, man, long days from like, cause I work Saturday, like, I don't know. I don't, yeah, I don't, we'll see. Hold on. Oh, oh, yes. Okay. So, like I said, if anybody within the Whimsyverse, right, or town wanted to draw, right? So, like Danielle from Whimsy with the Z, she draws. Alice paints, but like she draws. I'm assuming draws too. Like if anybody wanted to, okay. So here's the coolest thing in the world, right? Is I can't draw for anything, okay, but I do like to tell stories. So there's a legit chance that I could come up with another comic that we would put out on the webtoons, right? So here, check out this. Look how fun this could be. These are all AI generated comics. Oh, let's go here. Okay. So look, that's a little Sophie gnome. But how cool would it be if I got Sophie, like Sophie and like I give her one of these, like one or two a week, and it was like, hey, do me a favor, Sophie, what is happening in this comic? And then she would tell me, and she would make up the story and I would put the dialogue boxes in, and then I would put them online. And I would obviously tag it as um, an AI generated comic, but what we're doing is we're advertising the storytelling of a fucking cool 4 year old, 5 year old. Um, like uh, like there are obviously huge obstacles on trying to um, create any kind of consistency because obviously a little bit different from the first to the second, right? But there's still enough that she could, like for example, like on the top right one, right? The mushroom thing looks like a gnome, right? She says something and it turns into a mushroom and then a blue mushroom and then a red mushroom. So Sophie would tell me how she turned a gnome into a mushroom that is orange, blue, and then red. And I would just put the dialogue in it. Like, how fun would that be? Because this kid's got an imagination, man. But here's some samples of some of the other comics that we could play with a little bit, right? Um, Top left, little girl, then the gnome. Now the two of them are talking. Um, she come up with a cool, interesting story of some kind, right? Um, and then I don't know. I just think it'd be like a fun idea. I'm still playing with the AI prompts to figure out how to make these a little bit more consistent. I like the top right one. That gives some real gravity fall vibes. Ooh, even the middle one looks pretty cool. Like, what does Sophie and the gnome talk about in the bottom middle? And then they just have this like conversation. Like, so it just seems super fun to me. So I did something creative this month or this week. Um, I thought about how I can like because when I show you the webtoons in a little bit, so what if I AI generate some fucking images? Like that's not even that big of a deal, right? Because it's not about uh, like there's some very simple drawings that have like thousands of views, right? So a lot of it's just the story. It really does. A lot of people like it for the story aspects of it. So, but that's an idea. So I'm going to play with the AI prompts a little bit better. See if I can find a consistent AI prompt to keep the little girl the same ish, right? Because like if you look at all these, like these, I could play all these off as the same story and the same girl, right? Um, just kind of keep it like not so like strict and like that's not the same girl. No, but it is today, I guess. Um, so yeah, got super creative on that side of it. I get creative, I get tired, and then I get over creative. I'll show you after I show you what I've been up to this week for TV. So hang out for a second. We got a commercial. We're gonna just keep blowing through this thing. Let's go. Maybe.
Go check out Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. Chasing the Whimsy, where a 40-year-old father and his two kids take a whimsical journey of fun stories and educating each other about their respective generation. Generation X squares off with Generation Z to try to connect and find an understanding between generations 30 plus years apart. They'll journey through the past and track their journey as they find out who they'll grow up to be. Again, that's Chasing the Whimsy, available today on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube as well, and you can also find the show and learn more about the hosts at chasingthewhimsy.com. Chasing the Whimsy, ChasingTheWhimsy, Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast. Many episodes up for you to listen to already. Go stream, download, and subscribe today. You can also connect and follow on Twitter at Chase the Whimsy and on Instagram and TikTok at Chasing the Whimsy.
The Pocket Watch. What have I been watching on TV? Beginning of the month, super excited about a bunch of stuff. I've watched a bunch of stuff. Um, there's some appointment TV, which is interesting to get back into. Um, I have mixed feelings about it because I lose track of my times. Um, Rookie, Happy Face, a couple of other ones. They're all like only come out once a week. The doc. I forget what days that everything's on. So then, like, I'm trying to remember where everything's at and losing track of stuff. Um, but kind of a slow week in TV for me. It was a little weird. The Residence is on Netflix. I think it's good. I think it's funny enough. It's interesting. Like Murder at the White House. She is the best detective in the world, and she's going to solve the case. There's just so much. There's so many people. She's interviewing everybody at the White House. Um, the story, like you're getting different. Right, so we know that somebody died between like 9 and 10. Right, so she's talked to like 50 people, and they all give a different recollection of what happened in that time. Um, I enjoyed listening to it, but it's one that you have to watch 100%. Like, there's some that you can get away watching in the background, right? Or while you're knitting, whatever. This one you have to sit down and watch. Like, this is not a turn on and walk away. Like, this thing's like, it's interesting. It's fun. I think review wise, it's doing okay. I did try to start this and then I had to drop it because I couldn't sit down to watch it. But check it out. I still think it was good. Survival of the Thickest, season two. Absolutely. Oh, I don't know if anybody's ever watched this thing. Season one came out like 2 years ago. Season two came out Wednesday. Adorable. So good. Such a good, like, uh, it's real, like, girl power, girl empowerment, body positivity, but it's not like disgustingly in your face, right? And it doesn't, it's not like preachy at all. Super, it's such a fun little show. They're 20-minute, like 25-minute episodes. I think it ran 10. But this thing is so much fun. It was adorable. I absolutely love this thing. Michelle, I don't know her last name, B, is doing some cool stuff in it. This one, you could sit down and just like you can work and listen to it because the dialogue is super funny because she's a comedian. Um, you don't need a lot of the visuals for it. So this one was fantastic. I loved it. Uh, I pointed out the fences when I showed it to you at the beginning of the month. So if you haven't watched it, then that's on you. I'm giving you guys two bites at this apple. What else? Okay, so it's interesting. It's getting a lot of ink right now, like on Variety and like Entertainment Weekly about the show. But no one's actually talking about how good, if it's good or bad or not. Uh, it's a weekly on Apple TV. They gave you they gave you 2 episodes. So um, I just want to take a quick second. In the hundreds of hours of recordings somewhere in the cloud and or a hard drive, there are podcasts similar to episode three. Um, there are live streams in which I pointed at the fences and I railed against one episode premieres. And We got 2 episode premiere for studio. Happy face. Whoever's listening, I appreciate you for giving us a 2 episodes premiere. I would prefer some more likes and views, but I'll take what I can get. I'll take the 2 episode premieres for now. This show, okay, so some of you, I'd say half of the people like or dislike Seth Rogen. Um, he did super bad, knocked up. This is the end. Lot of Pineapple Express, like some real stoner comedy uh, in there. I think he's hilarious. Um, most people probably like. He's definitely a like or like almost down the middle. The show itself is weirdly super fast paced. This thing does not stop for 2 episodes. He's now the new head of a studio who now has the ability to greenlight projects, right? Does he's he signs up Martin Scorsese? Does he make his movie? What's this other movie? What does my boss want me to do? Holy crap. Like, and it's just constantly moving. Well well shot, well acted, dialogue is fantastic. The cast is great. But dude, this thing for 2 episodes just never stopped. Episode 2, he visits a set while they're trying to record a scene. And for 50 minutes, they're in this house, and it's like he just never stops talking. There's this stuff happening. It was interesting. I like it, but man, it's busy, but not off-putting busy. I'm just saying that like you can't run into the kitchen real quick and grab another something to eat. Like you gotta pause it. Like keep an eye on this one. I think this one's got some potential. He's a total buffoon. Hopefully, there's some character growth as we move on. That he's no longer so buffoonish, but he's excited because of a new job. So, if you were given your dream job, and the first thing that you were told to do was something you didn't want to do, how would you act? And I think it's I think it's fine. Keep an eye on it though. I'll keep you updated. I won't not weekly, but I'll let you know where we are, like episode 6, 7, and then there was one more. Oh, okay. Really, just when we talk about comedians, I don't know why Chelsea Handler's always like. Maybe she's not always. Just in my world, in me, I always forget that she's a comedian. She is hella funny, man. I didn't watch her talk show. I love every one of her stand-ups. I think she's interesting. Like I like her as a person. I don't know any of her politics, but like who she is in her stories, I absolutely adore her. She's so cool. God, what was it? 2012 ish, 08, somewhere between 08 and 2012. I really fell hard into like autobiographies, but I would only listen to ones from. So Chelsea Handler has like 5 books, and she narrates all of them. Um, and I listened to like 3 of them. I have no idea why I keep forgetting that she's funny. Um, before today, or in next time you guys are out, talk to somebody, ask them to name like 5 female comedians, right? One, you're gonna have a problem trying to come up with 5 already, right? But then you come up, but you'll get to 5, right? You got your Taylor Tomlinsons, your Amy Schumers, uh, um, Gutoro, what's her name? Tiggs, Wanda Sykes, um, Maya Rudolph, right? I don't know if she's like a comedian, but she's funny, right? So, but somewhere like 10, 11, 12, you might get to Chelsea Handler. Um, yeah, I watch her stand up, dude. Absolutely, like unapologetic for everything she does, and she's all over the place, man. She's living a life. Good lord. Um, so yeah, I watched that. Like one, it was funny. Two, check out some of her stuff. I like her. She's like cool. Um, I don't have a slide for it, but it was on the Mind Pockets. We'll take a quick second to Taylor Tomlinson, man. I did reach out to her and her people, and they did reply back to me. Not the answer that I wanted, but it is cool that they did reply back to me. Um, Taylor Tomlinson, like, how fucking cool. She turned down season 3 of After Midnight. Let me see if I can find a better screen than this one. Hold on. Okay. So, like, just huge kudos, fucking Taylor Tomlinson. I had someone earlier this week ask me, they're like, what's the obsession with Taylor Tomlinson? And I had to try to explain it without sounding totally creepy. 100%, man. She just fucking, she says, thank you for the opportunity to be the only female on late night. She's like, I'm gonna go on tour and just fucking dominate it out there. Uh, I think it's interesting. It's a weird move. It's a baller move, 100%. Like, I don't know, like and again, go back to Mind Pockets, and I chatted for a minute about it. But yeah, the idea that you just drop everything just to do what you wanted, like, because her dream job was to be a stand-up comedian. Um, I believe that I'm pretty sure she's at an age where she's like, I'm not ready to move on from stand up. So she's just like, I'm not going to move on. So she just go back and do her tour. You're going to see her doing more. Um, I think I'm curious on how many tour dates she has. She's going to make the list for 2025, if not for 24. For I should look that up. I'll look it up next week. How much she made on her tour, and see if she makes that top 10 list like she did back in 23. Um, so, yeah. All right. So, two awesome female comedians, dude. Fucking check them out. They're so cool. All right. All right. Webtoons. All right. So, I talked to you guys earlier about what does us being on Webtoons mean? Like, they're like, well, what's it like? Oh, so you're just on another website. So, now I'm going to go to another website to find you. Now, calm down, everybody. Okay. Um, because I'll still find places for uh, easy access for you guys to find the comics. But the idea is that we put this on Webtoons so that way we can find a different reach, right? Because as Whimsy builds, right, we're not just podcast anymore. Now we're art and merchandise. We're live stream. So like all of these, like we have all these different outlets, right? But some people don't like it, but they might like the art. So, um, doo-doo-doo. I guess, and yes. All right. So here is the Webtoons page. Okay, uh, like this is one of like, if not the best, the second best website for original card comics. Okay, so if you look at some of these, right, like they're all in some variation of like an anime style, but not always. Like right, so here I mentioned earlier, like I can AI generate because you know it doesn't have to be all big and fancy. Like it could just be as simple as kind of like what we're doing. Um, when I mentioned the difference between comic strip and webtoon or a webcomic, is, as you can see, they read down. They read downward. It's a like a it's a scroll type comic strip, comic book. Um, let's see, let's find some. Like we got some cute stuff. Like we got these people. Uh, but look at so, here's what's interesting. They have 607 individual like issues, weeklies or dailies, right? Um, and they got 18,000 likes. I can't get 18,000 likes on anything that I do, but they read downward and they just go for sometimes for days. Um, you got your socials here. Oh, remind me to I need to have Kit do that at the bottom of all hers. Well, I guess I could just make a screen for it. Um, and then down here you can go previous and you can find out. So there's some move like people love cats. Like I could show this to Courtney and then she will watch this 6 times and now she like my perspective of my cat. Oh, my cat's adorable. Oh, sleepy. Oh, it's such a big baby. So that is Webtoons. Just a really fun place to get Kit Sarah's stuff out there. Um, so, like I said, I have all of our comics out here. So all of ours I converted into the scroll down version, right? Then you can go to episode 2. But here's a nice, easy way to find some of these other comics, right? Here's the one that we had from this week, uh, right? So we got Sophie. I don't know if I showed you guys last week or not. I might be a week behind. Um, Table full of stuff. Hey, can I look? Sure, go ahead. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, hey, you ready to go? And she's just all over looking at every one of them. They all look the same. And then she's like, yeah, but check out this one. Look how cool this one is. Like in a table full of the exact same thing, she will find which one is the coolest and then be conflicted on why the other one isn't the coolest and then find a way to make that one the coolest. Um, so what else? Hold on. So here's the back rooms. Okay. Remember Liam's dream, right? He fell asleep. Look, like it's been up for like less than a week and we got 3 people subscribed to it. We got 65 like views. Like it's interesting. It's getting there. And what's interesting is you keep them weekly. It's free because you can't buy comic books anymore. Do you know how much a comic book costs? Like fucking $6. But you can come here and you can read them, uh, like 7 to 10 panels at a time. Liam, he had a dream, lucid dream. Every night I go to sleep, I go to the same place. I woke up in this field. So um, lucid dreams, the back rooms. Okay. So the name of the strip is Lucid Dreams, comma, or so I'm not going too picky on the spellings, right? We got Liam, like a legit Liam, and then the equals versus the dash, whatever, not a big deal. Remember, Kit, 19 from Ukraine. I'm 90% sure she doesn't speak English, or she does. I don't know if she reads it. Obviously, I think she would prefer um, whatever version of they speak in the Ukraine, and same with the reading and writing. So I think some things get lost in translation, but I think there's a certain charm to it. um, that I like because I don't want to be like super crazy, be like it has to be my way. But anyway, so lucid dreams, like that's Lynn's bedroom. So we're telling this. This is the first one. So we got the back rooms here. We got the fields, right? Okay, just a nice. Uh, Now, in theory, okay, these three would be one episode, but I broke them up into threes because I want to see what it looked like. Okay, so and page one was like, "What is a lucid dream?" Is when the dreamer realizes, and look, that's Liam. We got a fucking Liam, dude. Uh, I didn't tell her. I okayed one version of a concept art that she gave. She put the power shirt on him, kind of like his wrestling trophies or whatever. So she came up with it. Uh, you just get ready for bed, right? So lucid dream is when the dreamer keeps having the same dream, or he says he's having the same dream. The lucid dream is when the dreamer, every night, look at him, like I return to the same place. Um, I'll let you guys behind the. Hold on. Let's do. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do it this way. Let's go this way. Let's go here. Oh, go back. Hold. Nope. Hold on. I know how to get there. There is there's an edit button somewhere in here. Shoot, where are you at? Dashboard, edit. Nope. Hold on. Like you guys don't have to go like this. It's a very easy website to maneuver, but I'm obviously trying to show you some extra stuff. Okay. So here's number four, right? Uh, is during the dream. So Liam goes to sleep. Back rooms. Like we got that like scary back room. We're getting that scary vibe a little bit. And then boom. He wakes up in the field. He's like, what? What is this place? Remember, it was just a field. He didn't know what was going on. Now he's just wandering around. He sees something. Boom, to be continued. Um, so I'm absolutely enjoying uh, all of it. The let me just tell you, not the cheapest thing we've ever done. Like uh, right now, I'm enjoying the webcomic. Right, the lucid dreams. She's still doing the doodles for us, but this idea that we take Liam's first episode, or that lucid dream episode 43. Nope, I think I'm getting my episodes mixed up because isn't Liam on the Run 43? 48 was lucid dreams. Oh man. Anyway, um, we're gonna get probably so there was 6 pages on that one. I think we'll probably get 18 ish more. Um, Found the segue. Okay. Um, it's all about creativity here at Whimsy. Okay. one the to be able to give Sarah Kit the opportunity to show off their skills is fantastic. JJ is a goddamn storyteller. We gave him an opportunity to tell stories, and he was amazing at it. Um, he's great at Taekwondo. I just do not know how to implement Taekwondo into Whimsy yet. I have no problem. Like, I would love to, like the some of the problem we have with with the kids, right, is we can't certain levels of privacy we want to maintain, right? But the like we record JJ kicking somebody in the face or competing, and then we do a little podcast or something, and he can break down what he's doing in the training and stuff. Like he, however, we want to be creative. I don't even care. The storytelling in Yellowstone just happens to be the best way for us as a visual or not a visual, as a audio medium to show how uh, fucking cool this kid is, right? Sophie, right? She can't draw yet, right? But if I can give her some images and she come up with a cool story, it's all about the creativity um, and just letting people do what they're passionate about um, in anything in the form of like the arts. Okay. J Sarge, he does music. Boom, I'll start promoting some of his shit, right? So some of the problems, right, is uh, time. Like, is obviously like sometimes I don't have time to draw or record or do anything, so that happens. But then sometimes people are like self-conscious, like Danielle and Alice from Whimsy with the Z. Probably a little bit more on the self-conscious side of people actually seeing their art, right? My interview today is really cool. It's going to demonstrate a couple of things. One is goddamn amazing. Let me just tell you that. Okay. If Whimsy has done anything in 2 years, right? And I just need more people to trust the Whimsy way. Okay. If you like to do it and you want to do it, like just do it because this is the most fun. And you never know where it evolves into next. Okay. So anybody who's like, I don't know if I would be good at it, try. I don't think it's a good idea. Just try. Because if you bring it over here to Whimsy, I 100% will give you a place and a platform, um, compensate wherever I can, and will 100% support whatever weird, stupid, whimsy idea that you have. And I think the best way to convey the level of like, if I approached anybody this week and was like, I would love to do an interview with this person, you'd be like, yeah, right, Ben. One, you're doing everything on a budget, so you probably can't. And you need better equipment. And could you even get that guy? Like, it's probably going to look like trash if you did do it, right? So, um, I don't think, okay, to be fair, I don't know that many crazy aggressive people, but there was a lot, there, while doing this, there's a lot of like that seems fun, but there's always like a little hint of doubt every once in a while. Um, I'm just gonna play this. I don't want to. We'll see what we can talk about afterwards. But again, if you want to do something fun and interesting and out there, and you don't know how to do it, just fucking try. Hello, everyone. I have an interesting interview for you. It's gonna be hopefully a small one. We have a guest with us today. I do what I can to help show you guys a little bit behind the scenes. Um, I thought I'd take it one step further and bring in our guest, who is the one of the brains behind everything that we're doing here at Chasing the Whimsy. I'm excited to have Ben with us today. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. This is exciting. Thank you. Let's do this. Well, it was great to have you here. It's an honor. When did you come up with this idea? Oh, it was probably what day and a half ago, and we've been working on it for a minute now. I know, right? It's been like a couple hours we've been working on this thing. Um, why did you want to do this project today? Like, why just hours later want to do this? I just you know how it is. We have these ideas and they're interesting and fun, and I thought it would be kind of fun to just try it out. Well, it is a little ambitious. I do hope that this comes out well. When I was doing some research, you did you said a lot of your influences for this particular idea was a lot brought by Bo Burnham. Yeah, Bo Burnham during the pandemic, during COVID, probably produced one of the like best pieces of art, comedy, the like that I've seen in a long time. And it was interesting the things that he was doing, and the way, and he did it all by himself. So I thought it would be something interesting for us to try to maybe try and do. Everything worked out correctly, you will be watching this, everybody. If not, there's technically a behind the scenes of it. So um, I was really pushing for like 5 minutes, but I don't know if I can get a 5 minute video out of this. Um, this was interesting and it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this again. Um, but this is a baby step into something that could maybe be way cooler later. Um, so I thank everybody for just letting us do our thing. And thank you, Ben, for coming in. Thank you. This was a blast. I hope to do it again soon. Whimsy. Whimsy. All right. So much fun. Oh my gosh. He's doing it for 2.5 straight days, man. You come up with some gold. Man, that is so fucking cool. Oh, I was so excited. Yeah. Okay, well, okay, I got home and I felt like, oh man, that was so much fun. Couple of things. Okay, so the other inspirations behind a lot of it was adolescence, right? I like the idea of the one camera shot. Okay, we could have easily have done that interview on StreamYard, right? Where you have one face and then the hard line second face, right? We could have easily done that conversation, right? Um, you could have seen some of the cuts where I was talking. Um, okay, there are those are two straight 3 minute conversations. There was no cutting in between the questions at all. All right. So, like, we could have done. So, one of the things I've seen others do, so I think here's the difference between content creation and like brilliance. um, and just like love of the craft, right? Because you could have made that interview, um, like you could have cut it in a way and you would have seen it like like you if it was a 15-minute interview, right? You could, and we cut it down, you could see all the different individual cuts. The idea that one, you don't know where the fucking the line is. Um, it is, but they're Like, dude, it is the most fun. Like, uh, this idea of like, oh, I don't have the team to do weird and cool creative things. Uh, Dude, stay up for 2 days, um, take a small nap, and then just get up at like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning and just try it. Holy cow! There is. Okay, I'm gonna probably record an ice episode about the experience uh, that I can put out later. But then I have the GoPro, and I recorded. I had it. Let me see. Hold on. I'll show you guys real quick. Ready? If you go back. Okay. Look. I can't get my mouse on it. Okay. Where the there's a little yellow behind the camera. Okay. That was my GoPro just filming me the entire time, walking on both sides and talking on both sides. So there's like probably about 90 minutes of me talking it out, and then me. It took Okay, so we got Orange, we got host Ben. Took about three different takes, and then there was a couple that were fucking like so close, but I wanted that Whimsy, so I had to redo it. Um, was a problem with this? Oh man, like it's so funny putting it together because it was like it looked so good, and then I fucked up one of the takes because I fucking blew my vape, and it wafted over, and you could see where the line was. So man, not no green screens, all the same stuff. Oh man, I am telling you, that was absolutely the most fun I've had in a while. Um, I will try and pull the the video of it of like okay, like I railed against reaction videos a couple of weeks ago. Um, but the reaction, I'll give you like the the end. I fix it, put it together. And the first time I watched the full 3 minutes, and my reaction was fucking amazing. It was so fun. Uh, Dude, like it's so much. Oh, uh, uh, I don't know when or I don't know what. Like, oh man, there's so much work to. There's so much work to it. Not okay. The edit side of it. Okay, let's do this real quick. Can I do this? Um, um, 'Cause I didn't use like a typical video editing program. I 100% use fucking Canva, which is like a scrapbook, like a digital scrapbook program. And I just scrapbooked the crap out of this. Um, just another example of like, you can't let little obstacles like money or better programs or better equipment get in the way of fucking fun art. Um, so I love it. Um, it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was so cool. Uh, I'm gonna try and put that out on the internet so you can just watch that, so you don't have to go back to this all the time and go forward. Um, oh, that was just so much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, Probably save it for next week because when you see this right, all I think about now is what does the next one look like, and how do I make what's the next project, right? I wanted to do an ARG. I want to do an analog horror. Do I want to do a web series? Um, and now I'm like, I could make this like a very small web series or just like a something. And like that's all I'm doing is thinking. Um, so next week I'll come with you guys with like an idea or two of what this could be. Uh, like as a it doesn't. It's definitely not a good place on a live stream. Um, no, but there's some fun stuff that this. Oh, the fact that I can do this in just under 2 hours um, really opens it up for like I can do all kinds of weird shit now. Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I just have to figure out now how to like shake my own hand. Like, how cool would that be? I won't get there, but I gotta if I can wait. All right, so let's go ahead and end up this show real quick. Where's my play buttons?
Ben, for coming in.
Oh, thank you. This was a blast. I hope to do it again soon. Oh, so fun. Whimsy.
Whimsy.
All right.
Hey there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel at Chasing the Whimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
All right, Patreon people, members, Andy, Nikki, your family, Megan, your family, Joyce Ann. Huge shout out to Joyce Ann. Thank you. Um, she's doing a little extra. Appreciate it. Ender Frog EC1, Gooster, Violet, my dad Courtney, and Kit. Kit's the one who did the back rooms, does the Whimsy Doodles. Um, she's showing some support. She backs Whimsy with what we're doing, and, and she's doing amazing things. So I'm glad to have her on the team. Oh. So thank you, everybody. If you like the art, you like my interview with Ben, and you want to see more of those things, at least check out patreon.com / chasing the whimsy. Um, see everything that we're doing. I'll take the interview and I'm gonna put that on Patreon. That's gonna be a Patreon exclusive for you guys. And then, well, okay, hold on. I'll put the regular one online because I think it'd be cool for people to see. But the behind the first draft, I'll put that one on Patreon just for you guys. So if you want some extra bonus content, uh, sign up for the free. Take a look at everything we're doing. Um, because like the ad said, every little bit helps. So if you want us to keep seeing cool creative things, right? Uh, if you were ever told you couldn't do something or was stupid and you can't be creative, uh, chance to give back. Um, Everything that we make on the Patreon goes to. I'm doing my taxes today. Trust me, the Patreon is making me $0. It is right now just trying to be self-sufficient in the different type of art that we're trying to do here. So, um, but it's not even just about the art. Boom! It's about helping a charity. Um, we've raised about $109 so far this year. We're trying to get to 500. Why 500? Because I, from Chasing the Whimsy, have already committed $500 to a local school to help with their Title One school to help with low income families being able to experience a Christmas. So we're trying to raise a little bit more, give back, and then yeah, we're just so. part of me almost no, forget, never mind. But the idea that we get to help kids have a Christmas, right? So you're in a low income family and you're like, Christmas normally sucks, right? So we're raising some money so that little Billy and little Joanne could get a present, right? It's the like, do we like, are we doing our part to get them a chemistry set or a drawing set or a paint set? And then, like, because of us, 10 years from now, they're drawing Whimsy comics. They're making weird fucking like one-on-one interviews. Like, I don't know. Best case, they're happy. But I think if we can keep kids happy and we can give them nice things and help them out so that not everybody's stressed out, especially around the holidays. Hopefully, we can grow, like we can get these kids to grow up to be like really cool people. So that is it for the show, guys. Like, how fun was that? I want to do it again. I really do. The behind the scenes stuff. I'm gonna go back and look at it and see if I. There's a lot of dead air, like lots of dead air. But like, if we were ever going to do like a weird like documentary series of like the behind the scenes stuff, 100%, man. I got the whole thing. I did it in two parts, right? Because I started setting it up, then I fell asleep, but then I woke up, and then that's where we got the 90 minutes. But there is 90 minutes of the creation of that 3 minute video. the okay, it's not even just a 3 minute video, and it wasn't just like 90 minutes. It was the idea that I came up with it on fucking Saturday. And having talked to nobody about it, um, can you imagine what we would have done if I had somebody here to help me with my cues, to help me learn how to write, use a teleprompter, um, help me with the questions and like some of the other things. Like, this thing could have been so much. Like, the next one could be 10 minutes long, right? With just a little bit of help. Because I can tell you right now, 5 minutes is about the most that I can do at this moment. But I can evolve, and I will evolve, and it will get better. But I do look forward to the next time we do that. I just like it because it wasn't like chop suey together. You can make that video. Uh, you could host Ben could ask the question and just sit and stare for like 8 minutes, and then host Ben could just give an answer, and you would just chop them up and try to make it look like um, the it would be question and then the answer. Like, I had to time it. Like, I got fucking notes here, guys. I had to time when I was allowed to talk. um, it was different. I didn't want to do it the Cuddy way. I wanted to do it semi seamlessly. That was the loudest truck I've ever heard in my life. Uh, but if you like to do film editing and you want to make ones with that are look a little choppy, 100% fucking do it. That's all. All I'm saying is get out there and do something, man. Um, that was amazing. I had a blast doing it. You guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Sorry we went a little bit longer, but that fucking video was worth it, man. You guys have a good night. And Whimsy.